Hi, this is Eric Martin with Board Game Geek. I'm here with Mike Langlois and Christian Leonard from Emergent Games, looking at Fireteam Zero, a giant box here. I feel it's like a giant echo chamber.
It's good.
If you're talking here.
Free housing.
Yes. I don't know if you're giving an overview of the game, or you're talking about
We
the
are.
system, and then...
So this is what we like to do. So as of now, you should be able to get Fireteam Zero in stores. In the United States, it is in English. In Europe, it is in English, French, and German, and very soon Italian and Portuguese.
Okay.
And then we're going to talk a little bit about what's coming up in the pipeline. We got some expansions coming out in 6 to 8 weeks, and then some extra stuff. But let's do this overview first.
Okay.
All right.
We have a lot of things here.
There are, and I'm going to point at all of them and say clever things.
Okay.
So Fireteam Zero takes place during World War II. All the chaos and the bloodshed has attracted the attention of some extra-dimensional bad guys. They come in, and they
Seems
take
reasonable.
control of a host, and they turn them into these guys here. See? And then once they show up, they start building this army that grows exponentially. So you have
Okay.
to catch them early, or they'll cover the earth, and everything will be gone. Right?
Okay.
So
that would be bad.
that would be, kind of bad.
Yeah.
That is
So-
where Fireteam Zero comes in.
That is correct. So the players play these guys, which we have cleverly turned to face us and not you guys. You play as
they're
members of
not
an
even on
elite
camera
military
right now.
unit that is trained to drop into the horde, survive, find the host, kill it, and save the world.
Okay.
The interesting thing about this is the monsters, you can't win by killing the monsters. You are inside of this giant...
They'll never stop coming.
They'll never stop. It's just a massive thresher of monsters, and it's continuous.
Okay.
So your job is to control the area you're in, kill monsters, not die, and search the board for the things that will let you win this particular mission. So,
Okay.
and I'll cover that here in just a second. So basically, each player chooses a member of the Fireteam Zero squad, and each person gets their own unique deck. So all the decks are separate for the roles. There's the leader, there's the marksman, close combat guy, a demolitions guy, who is hilariously also your medic,
Okay.
which is good.
He's got to
and-
pull things out of the right pocket, I guess.
Yeah, or it's bad.
Yeah.
You won't
Okay.
complain about those stitches.
Uh,
So in their decks, they have these player cards, that look like this. And so the player cards are kind of interesting because they have multiple purposes. The top of each card is sort of an attack. You can play multiple cards and increase the strength of your attack and be able to go and do damage. However,
Okay.
the bottom of the card is a reaction, and you can use them for all sorts of things. There's a big array of things they can be used for. This is a zero downtime game, by which we mean that at any time when I'm playing or you're playing or the monsters are going, there are reactions that you can play. So you're
Okay.
never sitting at the table waiting for your
for your
turn,
turn.
right? You are engaged all the time, because if you're not, everyone is going to die. It'll be your fault.
okay.
So the heroes
No
also
pressure.
have no pressure, right? The heroes also have in their decks, they have 2 tactics cards, which are a huge, giant, heroic action that does big damage, or it just changes the tide of the battle. But there's a downside. When you use it, you can no longer refill your hand at the end of the turn. And if you run out of cards, you're down. So that's bad. The rest of the team kind of has to carry you until you recover.
Right.
And only one person can do it per round. So you have to kind of husband them a little bit. And they also have focus cards. So every deck comes with a pack of focus cards, which lets you kind of narrow down the pieces of the deck that you like to make them work better. So you can customize your hero a little bit.
Okay.
And then as you play between missions, you get to add in upgrades and get more focuses and just get generally more badass and kill more monsters.
Tailor
and-
your strategy.
Pretty much. Pretty
Okay.
much.
So there's one giant narrative that you were going through in individual missions.
Right. So there are 3 monster families in the core set. So the Children of Typhon, the Fetch, and the Infested. And each one has an operation. So Division Zero, which is the top secret government agency, will tell you, hey, something is happening. You'll do 3 missions against these guys, which are Act 1, 2, and 3. So the operation consists of 3.
And they increase in difficulty until at the end you take on the
Right.
the big boss.
And you either win or you don't.
Okay.
There you go. So, so that's kind of how the narrative works. In each one of these missions, I'm going to skip a little bit here. In each of these missions, you have objectives. You know what they are going in. They're a little fuzzy because Division Zero doesn't really know, go in and do a thing.
Okay.
You have to search on the map in certain hotspots, which coincidentally is where the monsters spawn. And you will find discovery cards, which are information you need, or there'll be some obstacle or challenge you have to overcome. If you do enough of these with the right ones, you will fulfill your objectives and you can win.
Okay.
However, because these monsters are breaking our reality, there's a lot of supernatural juice floating around, and you will also hit event cards like this, the wrong reflection and guide from elsewhere, where things happen to you, which could be good or bad, but probably mostly bad.
Yeah.
So let me talk about the monsters real quick. So opposing you are the monsters. Every monster has, and here's like a monster card. Let's show a couple of these. So on the top, they have their stats and their basic attack. So that's health and their armor and whatever
hold them up
stats
in
they
here.
have. Every monster also has an attribute, which is an always-on power. So like one of the guys you're holding is the corrupted animal. The corrupted animal has the attribute explosive decomposition, which sounds delightful. If you kill them with bullets or bombs, they explode in a shower of corrosive blood, hurting everyone. So if they're on you, if you kill them with melee attacks, it's safe, right? And all the monsters
Okay.
have those sorts of attributes. They also all have a special ability. So when you activate a monster, you roll a die, and if you get the special ability, then the monster has some horrifying special attack that they'll launch against your guys.
Okay.
So that's how that works. Also, the host that's running the army knows you're resisting the horde. They can sense it, right? So not one to stay still. They pump power into the horde, and they drop these twist cards, which are extra abilities and bonuses for the monsters. Every monster family has their own deck of these, and they stack. So every couple of turns, the longer you spend fighting the horde, the
tougher
harder
they
they
get.
get. And if you get down to the end with 4 twists, you need to finish pretty. You're probably not going to finish, honestly.
Okay.
So yeah. So it's kind of a race against the clock. So can you do your objectives before the horde kills you? Because they will.
Okay. All right. There's a rundown of the basics.
That's the basics.
And then there is a lot more beyond that. I'm looking at this
Yeah.
big stack of stuff over on the side here.
All right, so let me show these. So the first thing, so this is available now. In about 6 weeks, 8 weeks, the first expansion is going to come out, which is the Europe Cycle. Inside this box, and I'm not going to open all of these. Let me just open this one so I can show you. I got you this box.
Thank you.
All right. Also, fully voiced voice missions, which
Oh,
sounds super
the
cool.
core set comes with fully voiced missions, soundtrack, and
It
so
does.
do the expansions.
Right. And then this is the box for the Bloodless, which is another 13-figure monster family. I'm just going to drop all of this stuff down here.
Okay.
And so these guys have their own operation, their own missions, their own twist deck, the whole bit.
The heroes get new upgrade cards, new abilities.
They do. So you get a whole new deck of upgrade cards to add to your guys, new focus cards, all of that. Plus you have an extra mechanic, which are the specialist decks. So these guys, when you're playing in your squad, the players play the actual soldiers, right? But there are 2 NPCs, which are called specialists, which give you bonuses, and their placement matters, right? But the bonuses in the core game are passive, right? They do a thing and that's it, right?
Okay.
With this expansion, the specialists now get their own decks where you can kind of choose these powerful effects that they can use a limited number of times. The downside is, of course, if you use them, you push up the threat track, which means the twists spawn more quickly.
Right.
So it makes everything more dangerous, but you need the juice, So,
Try and-
all right.
Can you put that
About-
the tray up on camera too? Just
Oh, yeah, sorry.
just up on-
So, and then this guy, this is the guy for that. And the boss.
All right.
There
Top
you
of
go.
that.
There you go.
This is hard to hold here.
I know. You're doing an excellent job, though. Camera skills. So about maybe say 2 months, maybe 3 months after this appears on shelves, then another one will appear, which is the Africa Cycle. This has the Thorn Spawn, which is another monster family. Also more twists and hero cards and the whole bit,
Upgrades.
right? Upgrades, everything.
And one new mechanic.
Yep. And so the new mechanic for this one is gear. The battlefield has arcane items floating around, right, which you can
Okay.
equip onto your characters. Some of them are great, some of them are less great, like a doll that you find and keeps winding up in your pack and is bad. So that's what's in this box.
Okay. I like that I misread that first as Squid Tactics.
Squid
and horror
Tactics.
board game. And
We're gonna
That's good.
copyright
I'm
that.
gonna
I
use
thought
that.
that was.
That's the next
You
expansion.
can
is
see it.
Squid
You're like,
Tactics.
sure, of course, Squid Tactics.
I
Look
know.
at this thing.
Finish it.
Okay.
You're hired. So keep an eye out during the year. We're also releasing mission packs. So we have challenge missions, which are difficult, that require a lot of very close teamwork. We're assuming you've played all this stuff and you're really good. So these will challenge you. We have competition missions where you actually play against each other for points to accomplish certain goals and do those kind of things. And we have a mission generator, which lets you create random missions at different mission strengths using whatever pieces you happen to have, right? And you put them together and the generator will create missions for you.
Okay.
And if that wasn't enough,
Oh my God. There's also
monster pack after monster pack.
monster packs. These monster packs contain 4 to 7 different monsters. They're
See on the back.
they're bosses and minions and elites, and they all have their monster cards, and they're all new, with their own powers and things. I don't know. Look.
There it is.
Yeah. And these will be coming out as well. And that is 2017, I think, for Fireteam Zero.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And there are more things on the horizon beyond that, but
That is correct.
There you go.
Too
Not for you
early
to
to
know.
say.
That's right. Squid never
squid
stopped.
tactics and more.
Right. Well, thanks for letting the squid out of the bag. I appreciate that.
All right. Thanks very much, Mike and Christian, for
Thank
the
you.
overview.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
See if you can hurt this home.
That's right.